Hi everybody. I wasn't going to do a video today, and yet here I am. I started carnivore on the 1st of January 2024. I weighed in at 480 pounds and change, which is about 220.2 kilos. And I came into this with a goal to having a life beyond sitting here. When I did my research about carnivore, I found Amanda from Carnivorous Me, and it was her physical pain that was the deciding factor into me picking up this very, very obvious lifeline that is carnivore and embracing it as a part of my life. I wanted to ease the pain in my body and maybe lose some weight as well. And I gave up everything in terms of the food that I put in my mouth, the diet drinks, the carbs, all of it. And I also gave up everything I had come to understand about pharmaceutical companies, doctors, food companies, all of it. I was all in. So I guess we'd better get into this. So let's put some cards on the table here. There are some subscribers here that have been here from day dot, and there are some that are new. So I'm going to tell you everything about what I eat, medication I'm still having to take, some other little bits and pieces as well. It's sort of structured along the lines of, if I was at a doctor's surgery and they were wanting to get a history, this is the history. Prior to the 1st of September, I would eat once a day. When I started at the beginning of the year, breakfast got old real quick. I've mentioned this a few times. For all intents and purposes, I've been OMAD, or I had been OMAD, for 7 months. Now, it served me well, of course. It served me well. However, a little bit down the track, not so much. But anyway, we'll get into that later. So what would I eat at any given one of those meals? It could be, well, it was porterhouse steak for the longest time. Haven't touched a porterhouse steak for quite some time because I can't stomach it. Beef mince, like, smash burgers, eggs, bacon, pork. If I was craving fat, I usually would go for the pork. Lamb. Love me some lamb. Beef, like a roast beef, something like that. That's pretty much it. I got rid of all herbs and spices. The only thing I use for seasoning and have used for seasoning in these 8 or so months has been salt. That's it. In terms of what I drink, it is other cups of coffee with some cream in it. I even got rid of the cheapy, nasty sweeteners that had maltodextrin in them. If you don't know what maltodextrin is, then please do some research. That stuff is nasty. I changed to monk fruit. That took about a month to get used to the taste of that, because the artificial sweeteners that have the maltodextrin in them are very, very, very sweet. Or to me, they taste sweet. I haven't had fully sugared drinks or sugar in my tea or coffee for years. Can't stand the taste of like a can of Coke, for instance. I can't do it. Wasn't able to do it. And I think that was left over from the Tony Ferguson diet that I was on. So, I would go for things like Pepsi Max or Coke Zero, something like that, or just the Diet Right drinks and things like that. But then you find out there's maltodextrin in those. So I gave up those as well. Gave it all up. Threw it away. 1st of January. It was all gone. In terms of extra fluids, I either do drink just water or I have a can of bubbly water. And inside that water, I put in my teaspoon of electrolytes. I even went as far as making my own electrolytes because I wanted to make sure I knew exactly what was in them. I looked into other companies that did them in little sachets and stuff like that. I could have got the raw version that they were offering because the flavored versions were flavored with stevia, and I cannot stand stevia. I even found something very remote on the internet that said that this particular company uses maltodextrin in the flavored versions to offset the bitterness of the stevia. No, but for me, it wasn't just that. It was the cost. The difference is if I get my own ingredients and make my own electrolytes, I'm paying, I don't know, let's just say $160 for 250 doses. If I wanted to have 250 doses of the same in the prepackaged ones, it would cost over $500. I'm like, no, I'm not down with that. But I made them myself. I have been making the electrolytes myself, and I have a teaspoon a day. Why? Because I have restless leg syndrome. And trying to sleep with that going on when your legs are twitching, forget it. Not happening. So that's what I eat. Now, the meds that I'm taking, I'm still taking Panadol Osteo twice a day. Recently, I've had to actually put in ibuprofen twice a day. Now, I know that ibuprofen is not ideal where lymphedema and lipedema is concerned, which I have. But you weigh up the pros and cons, and like I've said many times, I don't deal with extra pain very well, like at all. I even, thanks to you guys, was able to get a vibration plate. I've been using that a minimum of twice a day ever since. In terms of extra fat, I'm not a fan of beef fat. Can't eat it, can't stomach it. Butter, yes. Lamb fat, yes. Pork fat, absolutely. But beef fat, nah, it's just not happening. Breakfast is hard for me. Always has been hard for me ever since I can remember. But since I started priming on the 1st of September, I have made that effort. And it is hard, not going to lie. Now, the other thing that I want to tell you, in case you are not aware of it, and I'm actually a little bit wary about mentioning it because human nature being what it is, there'll be those that will go, oh, well, that's your problem, isn't it? There's your problem right there. You just need to stop doing that. I smoke cigarettes. I'm 56 years old. I have been smoking since I was 16. There you go. I don't smoke anything else, just cigarettes. I don't buy packets of cigarettes, nor do I buy the pouches of roll your own cigarettes. I get stuff that's not been put through a processing plant. Not ideal. I quite realize that, and smoking is a filthy habit. Yes, I know. We know this. If you're going to come at me and tell me, well, that's your problem, you need to give up smoking, then you know what? Just go away. I don't want to hear it. Bear with me, because I've got a lot to get off my chest, all right? So we've got that on the table. All cards on the table. Is there anything else? Not that I'm aware of. No. If you haven't seen my mobility video, I'm going to put a card to that up here so that you can see video of me walking from one end of the house to the other. Now, the pain varies from day to day, but the pain is still there, all right? That's just a given. Now, let's talk about tension in this house of mine. There's a few things that I am willing to talk about, and there are some things that I'm just not going to talk about here. Okay, just not happening. The kids oftentimes drive me insane. I'm a parent, you sign up for that, okay? But it's the same problem day in, day out. It's the chores. However, I have come up with a plan on how to combat that. If they're not going to do their chores, then of the chores that I can do, I'm going to keep a tally. At the end of the month, in addition to their board that they pay, they're going to get a bill from me that's going to be split between the pair of them, and I'm charging them $40 an hour. And they can bite me, because nothing else I've tried has got them to understand that you need to do your chores. The chores and what you have to do is on the fridge. It's been on the fridge for 3 freaking years. If you don't know what's expected of you by now, then what am I wasting my breath for? So if they're not going to listen to me, then they're going to get charged for my time. It's as simple as that. And if anybody doesn't like that around here, come live here. You'll last one day. Trust me. The other problem I have where tension is concerned is because I am frustrated with my lack of movement. I'm frustrated with the pain. And I sort of tend to sit here most days feeling like I'm an easy target because I can't move away from any given argument, problem. They just come to me and lay it on me, and I'm expected to fix everything. And I'm like, you know what? I sit here going, I am not your secretary, but it doesn't matter. I've got signs behind my laptop. I've got ones that say when I'm recording. I've got ones that say do not disturb when I'm doing the editing. I've got another one when I'm doing stuff for my mother, but I still get disturbed. And yet when they are doing something, if I disturb them, they bite my head off. Maybe I should start biting heads. I'm just saying. I don't think that there's anything else with the cards on the table section of this opera. You've had the overture. This is Act 1. Here comes Act 2. I own how I got here. I know that I'm not totally to blame because of, what we've been spoon-fed in terms of what is considered the correct information. It's a rabbit hole in the carnivore community that once you dive into it, once you see it, you can't unsee it. The things that pharmaceutical companies tell you, big food companies tell you, your doctors have been telling you or not telling you, that's not my problem. But I do own the decisions I made about myself in terms of the food that I put in my mouth that was incorrect. But then again, it's based on the information that I had. So, what do you do with that? But you have to own some part of it to some degree. Act 3. I totally own what I'm doing to get out of this mess. No matter what. For all my whinging, bitching and complaining, I will just keep going. I don't know anything else. It's very simple. I don't know anything else. I know too much to go back to eating what I used to eat, however tempted I might be. I can't do it. I just can't do it. So the conclusion, does the heroine or the hero get to ride off into the sunset? Most operas end in tragedy. A lot of people come to the carnivore lifestyle from a place of pain, whether that be the pain that I'm in, autoimmune issues, or type 2 diabetes, spinal injuries, and all sorts of ailments and problems. And they get their relief. I wouldn't begrudge somebody removing the pain in their bodies for all the world. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. But after 8 months, I find myself sitting here going, where's my pain relief? Where's mine? And I think after 8 months, I'm allowed to ask that question. I really, really hope that priming works, because this pain is doing my head in. It is doing my head in. I am so happy for everyone that gets relief from their pain. I really am. But it doesn't help me to say, well, I've got this and I got rid of it. You must be doing something wrong. You tell me. You got about 15 minutes worth of honest truth of what I do, what I eat, what I smoke. It's all in this video, folks. You tell me. Yesterday was really bad for me. really bad. Everybody getting their non-scale victories of no pain, and I'm like, where's mine? Where's mine? I want to get rid of these medications. They're driving me nuts taking them. If I don't take them, I won't be able to move at all. Just so we're clear, they take enough off the edge of pain so that I can at least get out of bed. So, careful of the advice you're going to give me here, folks, because I just don't know what to do. The pain subsided slightly at the start and then just settled back in again. I have not had a moment's peace in 8 months, while everyone else is. Is it because I'm not eating enough? Is it because my body isn't nourished? Let's hope so, because if it isn't, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't know what I'm going to do. I apologize profusely that this video isn't a happy one, but no one can be 100% happy 100% of the time. And I'm not about to lie to you and tell you everything is honky-dory, everything is roses and rainbows, when it just flippin' isn't. Sometimes it just isn't. So let's hope that priming is going to work. I've got to try and stretch my stomach a little bit because it's been OMAD for so long. So it's going to have to be little meals to start with. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. So I think I'll leave you in peace until Monday. And please ask that you have a great weekend. You've got to have a great weekend, folks. That's a must. Be kind to those around you. Protect your peace. Don't take any crap. Be kind to yourself, even if that means some tough self-love and some tough self-talk. You are loved. You are appreciated. And you are enough. Until next week, folks. Bye for now.